Time now for Utah's most accurate forecast with Thomas Geboy. Weather rates certified 11 years in a row.
Okay, Thomas, you're tracking some severe weather at this hour.
Yeah, so over the last handful of minutes, we saw a severe thunderstorm warning that came up for Sanpete County, Juab County, and just within the last minute or so, that severe thunderstorm warning has since been allowed to expire. So we're looking at still a strong storm moving through Sanpete County. So if you're from Manti up towards Mount Pleasant, you still want to be getting into a sturdier place as this storm is still producing likely some gusty winds and also some pretty heavy times of wet weather. But this just goes to show that as we go from this afternoon into this evening, we could see storms become severe briefly and then go away once again. But we'll still be keeping a very close eye on this storm as we go throughout the next, I would say, 30 minutes. Meanwhile, all of this is being driven by a cold front that's now working its way into the northwestern extent of the state, and we are tracking showers and thunderstorms for a good chunk of the ABC4 News viewing area, where we are tracking more showers and storms, especially over towards the western half of Iron County. And most of these thunderstorms are moving from the southwest off to the northeast, and we're still tracking a thunderstorm that's just to the east of Nephi. Excuse me. And you can see with those areas of yellows and oranges, that's where we're seeing areas of some of that heavier rain. So just to the northwest of Mount Pleasant, keeping a very close eye on that storm. Meanwhile, we're finding times of steadier rain in the northern half of Utah County and on the eastern side of Salt Lake County. And having looked at some of our cameras up in our mountains, we're definitely looking at some times of some pretty heavy snow in the mountains. Meanwhile, looking at times of pretty heavy rain down the valley. Wouldn't be surprised if we're even seeing some graupel in spots. But for the northwestern half of the ABC4 News viewing area all the way down towards Milford, there is a marginal risk for severe storms. That's level 1 out of 5, and it means a small possibility, but like we've already seen, a possibility nonetheless. If we are to see any more severe storms, which is not a guarantee, but that potential is out there, we could see some heavy precipitation in the form of rain, snow, and graupel, really depending on where your elevation is. Could see areas of small hail, wind gusts upwards of 60 miles per hour, and of course lightning. If you have any plans to be out and about this evening, remember, when thunder roars, head indoors. But down in southern Utah, not only do we have the chance for some thunderstorms, but it's going to be windy outside of thunderstorms with wind advisory that continues through 9 o'clock this evening. And so outside of storms, winds are likely going to be sustained 25 to 35 miles per hour, gusts upwards of 55 miles per hour, blowing dust potential, especially across the southwest desert, and could also see a few power outages from these storms. And right now we do have a wind gust of 38 miles per hour in St. George, 35 in Enterprise, 30 in Lake Powell, and a wind gust of 48 miles per hour in Moab. But because Moab is expected to be mostly dry and with low humidity with those winds, there is a red flag warning that continues until 8 o'clock. So if you want to avoid any outdoor burning in the Colorado River Basin over in Grand County, as that warning will continue through 8 o'clock. So let's begin the Futurecast 6 o'clock this evening. And as we go throughout the next couple of hours, that's really going to be our window to see these strong to potentially severe storms, because as we go into tonight, we start to lose the daytime heating. This cold front continues to move through. The chance for wet weather will gradually begin to diminish from tonight into the overnight hours. And then by the overnight, things are looking mostly quiet. I wouldn't be surprised if we're still seeing at least a few lingering showers around daybreak for our Easter, but as we get into the afternoon, high pressure will start to build in, and I'm thinking the afternoon is actually going to be very pleasant across the state, as daytime highs will be pretty close to our seasonal averages. But here's the view from Cedar City Airport in Iron County, looking at a few storms off in the distance. And then as we make our way a little bit further north in Deer Valley, that snow is coming down very heavily up in our mountains. And in West Valley City, you're looking at those dark skies. You should be able to see the Wasatch Mountains, but those are indeed covered up from some storms out there. And for tonight, we'll see an overnight low of 40 degrees in Salt Lake City, 48 in St. George, and daytime highs tomorrow will be close to our seasonal average as we begin to see more sunshine breaking through by the afternoon. In St. George, 82 for a high tomorrow for our Easter Sunday, and daytime highs likely going to be staying in the 80s into the early stretches of next week, as it will be windy on Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And then along the Wasatch Front, we're going to have breezy conditions for our Sunday with a daytime high near our seasonal average, 70s for your Monday before another cold front arrives on Tuesday to bring us a slight chance for some valley rain and mountain snow. And then by the end of next week, we could be talking about more times of unsettled weather with more valley rain and mountain snow.
Okay, thanks, Tom.